In this section, we will discuss about the quartile ranking of the journals. In this section, we will discuss about the quartile ranking of the journals, such as, let's say, there are various journals which are categorized as Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. We want to understand what is Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So let's say if I have a particular field, and if I look at the list out the journals, and then I can say the top 25 journals in a particular field, they are categorized as Q1. Subsequently, the next band is 25 to 50%. Next 25 to 50% of the journals, they are categorized as Q2. The third category is Q3, in which it accounts 50 to 75% of the journals in terms of quality. They are categorized as Q3. And the last, the bottom 25%, from the bottom 25% of the bottom, those journals are categorized as Q4. So in any field, journals are categorized into 4 quality bands. First is Q1, which includes the top journals of 25%, then subsequently other 25%, which is the band of 25 to 50%, which is categorized as Q2. And Q3 is categorized between 50 to 75%, and Q4 is the last 25% of the journal. So that's why if we want to target, we have to target the Q1 first, and then we have to limit to Q1. If Q1 doesn't happen, then we can relax ourselves to Q2. So we have to target the publications in these 2 bands that would create a better impact, and it will enhance our skills, research skills also, right? So this is how the quartiles ranking of the journals are measured. Now coming to a particular journal's performance. In this section, we will discuss about the impact factor of any journal. Impact factor of any journal. The definition of the impact factor is that it measures the frequency with which the average article in a journal is cited in a particular year. We will take a look with an example that how it is used for the calculation and how it is helping us to determine the quality of the journal. The significance is it assesses the prestige and influence of a particular journal. It assesses the prestige and influence of a particular journal, and it is used by the researchers. Generally, we want to know what is the impact factor of a particular journal, and then we want to upload our articles or work there. Right? So generally used by the researchers. It is often used by the institutions and departments to evaluate a particular journal, whether it has to be counted for one's performance or not, right? So the general formula for computing impact factor is citation in the current year to article published in the last 2 years divided by the total article published in last 2 years. Let's take one example and understand it. For an example, let's say a journal XYZ has published 50 articles in the year of 2022, 80 articles in the year of 2023. So here you can see the citation in the current year to the article published in last 2 years, which means I have to count how many articles are published in last 2 years. So that's why I am taking 50 articles which were published in 2022 and 80 articles which were published in 2023. So the total number of articles published in 2 years is 50 plus 80. Okay, total number of articles published in last 2 years are 2022 and 2023 are 50 plus 80. That means there are total 130 articles were published in last 2 years. Now the next part is the numerator part. Now these articles received a total 400 citations in the current year. The total 400 citations in the current year. So citation in the current year to the articles published in last 2 years. So total I received 400 citations for that particular journal, right? For the citations published in last 2 years. So that comes as 400 divided by 130. So the impact factor comes as 3.08. 3.08. The impact factor is measured across last 2 years. There are advantages of using the impact factors such as it indicates the prestige of the journal. High impact factor, that means it's a prestiged journal, and generally it is considered by the researchers to upload the paper, right? Generally we look at the impact factor. It gives the quantitative measurement. It gives the quantitative measurement and provides a clear numerical measure of a journal's influence, and provides a clear numerical measure of a journal's influence, and it is widely accepted. It is widely accepted. Everyone knows about the impact factor very well. So it is frequently used in academic and research evaluations. All the researchers will look at the impact factor of a journal, and after that they will upload. It provides a good comparison tool and allows the comparison between the journals within the same field. However, there are few limitations also. Such as, let's say, citation bias. If it impact factor favors the journals, with high citation volumes. Generally, let's say, journal can inflate their citation counts also by recommending the new papers to cite their own citations, correct? That is unethical practice generally done by the publishers. They may suggest that can you cite a few more papers of our recent publications, or they will indirectly say cite few more papers, literature review is not sufficient. That's the meaning of it, and which may not be correct also, right? So short-term focus, it gives the short-term focus, right? Because it is measured over 2 years, and it generally focuses on the articles they are published in last few years. Generally focuses the articles which are published in last few years, which means it is missing the long-term influence, right? And sometimes there could be a disciplinary variations also. Citation practice may vary across different disciplines, right? And there could be a manipulation risk also. We have just discussed about that. The journal may manipulate the citation counts to boost the impact factor by recommending their own articles to cite. In this section, we will discuss about the CiteScore of a journal. Right? So here, if you look at the CiteScore, the basic definition or introduction is: CiteScore is a metric that measures the citation impact of a journal based on the average number of citations received per article published in the last 3 years. Impact factor measures the impact or count across 2 years, whereas citation score counts for 3 years. Right? The significance is citation score is increasingly used to evaluate the journal performance compared to the impact factor. Citation score provides a larger coverage. How, that we will discuss soon. And unlikely the impact factor, the citation scores, they account a broader range of documents, such as it includes the conference papers, books, or review articles, or any other articles also when it computes the citation score. Let's see how to compute the citation score. Citation score says that citation in year X to articles published in last 3 years divided by total number of articles published in last 3 years. So citation score equals to citations in citation year X to the articles published in last 3 years divided by the total articles published in last 3 years. Okay, so for an example, the calculation takes in this way. Let's say we have published 100 articles in 2024, 150 articles in 2023, and 120 articles in 2022. Since citation score is measured across 3 years, we take the articles published across 3 years. And let's say we have received 2,000 citations in 2025. For the articles which were published in 2024, 2023, and 2022. So the citation score would be citations to the X year for the article published in last 3 years, which is nothing but X means the next year. So which is nothing but the 2000 divided by the total number of articles published in last 3 years, which is nothing but 100 plus 150 plus 120. So that is equals to 2000 divided by 370, which gives me the citation site score, which gives me the site score for a journal equals to 5.41. So that's how we can compute the site score. There is a significance of site score also, such as, let's say, it reflects the citation impact over the past 3 years. It reflects the citation impact over the past 3 years. And there is one more advantage, is it accounts for all types of documents, such as, let's say, review articles, conference papers, books, or many more other things. Generally, it is used for the academic evaluations by the researchers, institutions, and funding bodies also. Let's say if we are publishing in a particular journal, and our employers or grant agencies, they want to measure the impact of our research, then in that case they can measure the site score they can look at the site score of those journals and look at our influence also, right? There are certain advantages, such as, let's say, it is inclusive. It covers all types of documents, such as, let's say, review papers, conference papers, etc. There is one more advantage, is the reduced bias, as it is lesser influenced by the self citations, ensuring more accurate reflections of the journal impact, ensuring more accurate reflection of the journal's impact. And mostly it is updated annually, making it a timely metric for evaluation of the journal performance. However, there are few limitations also. Such as, let's say, a time window. It works on the time window of 3 years. And it may overlook the long-term influence or long-term impact, such as, let's say, a paper is generating the citations for, let's say, 5 years or maybe 7 years or 10 years. Such cases are not considered, because it focuses only on the 3 years window. However, it is still better than the impact factor, because it considers the 3 years window and gives the average over the larger span compared to the impact factor, whereas impact factor is computed across 2 years. That's the only difference between impact factor and citation score and site score. And this could be one more disadvantage, that it includes all types of documents. It includes the conference papers and many other types of tech documents, which will skew the results. So we have covered the basic types of performance metrics or altimetrics for individual researchers and the journals or publishers. However, there are certain ethical issues that we have to consider. So ethics of using the matrix, that could be the misuse of matrix also. Over reliance on matrix can distort the research evaluation. Over reliance on matrix can distort the research evaluation, and matrix can be manipulated also, right? Matrix can be manipulated also through self citation and other citation links. So the general recommendation says use the combination of matrix for comprehensive evaluations of a researcher's capability, or when measuring the journal's capability, when measuring the journal's influence, and promote the transparency and ethical use of the citation, or promote the transparency and ethical use of the citation data, right? And that's all what we have for this particular session. Thank you.